Well, good day. I'm ready to read chapter 8 now. Hope you enjoy. Christmas morning came very early, 7:10 a.m. to be exact. The twins and Carol were the first ones up, and everyone else just had to join, and the whole family, except for Elizabeth and Patricia, were sitting by the Christmas tree waiting for George and Mary to sort through the packages to find that very package that belonged to the one whose name was upon the tag. It was time for Mark to open one of the gifts from Kelly. It was in a box very tastefully wrapped with a large chiffon brown ribbon. He opened carefully because his beautiful Kelly had wrapped it, and inside the tissue paper was a hand-knitted hat, scarf, and matching gloves. "For Pete's sake, Kelly, where do you find time to do things like this?" "Some nights I knit myself to sleep. It's very relaxing, you know. It doesn't take very long to knit simple pieces, and I knit very quickly. I love these, thank you. Here is yours." "Are you giving me another present? What is it?" "Open it, Kelly, to see." She tore through the tissue paper inside the box and took out a great leather purse. "Look inside of it. There's more." "Okay, well, in this pocket I found concert tickets in here." "Oh, it's $100 bill? This is getting good," Kelly exclaimed. "There's more." "Okay, here's a coupon for a visit to the spa and one to Chapter's bookstore. These are really thoughtful gifts. I can use all of these, and it will look like we are going to have our date to a concert finally." "Mark, thank you very much." Just as everyone was finishing opening up their gifts, the doorbell rang. Kelly asked who was expected on Christmas morning. George commented that it must be a surprise, and he went out to the hall to answer the door. No one knew of any surprise or guest coming, and they all just conversed among themselves, wondering who was stopping by. George came into the room with the Childerses. They were passing by on the way to Port Hope to visit family. Port Hope was about a 90-minute drive from Sterling. They wanted to surprise Kelly and meet all the Gerards. They had met George and Mary, but none of the others. Kelly was so excited to be able to show them her pearl band that her beloved Mark gave to her. Although Bob's first meeting with Mark was very abrupt, it was all water under the bridge, and they now appreciated the happiness between Mark and Kelly. Kelly was delighted to see her grandparents and leaped from the floor to greet them and wanted to be the first to introduce them to her family. "Grandma and Grandpa, I love you for coming to see us Christmas morning. What a surprise!" "Thank you, dear. We love you too. We are on the way to Cecil and Marie," Grandma told her. "Cecil's still recovering from his bypass surgery, and I want to be there with my brother in case this is his last Christmas," Bob added. "We were going to miss you for Boxing Day. We totally understand, though, so we decided to pop in here, and we brought you all gifts from the bakery." Grandma whispered into Kelly's ear with her sneaky little voice she uses, "We brought you some of our private stash, Kelly." "What? Pumpkin pancakes?" "We thought we just brought the mix, dear. A whole bucketful for you all to enjoy while you're here." "Thank you, dear Grandma. Mom, you have to try these pumpkin pancakes. You can make them in the waffle maker too, and they are heavenly." Mom gratefully commented, "This is a wonderful thing you've done, Mrs. Childress. It will be a real treat to lay out your candies and pastries later for dessert." Mary kissed her on the cheek. The room was filled with chatter and noise of the children playing with their new toys. There was Christmas music playing in the background, and Elizabeth and Patricia finally decided to join the rest. Patricia helped Elizabeth get ready to come down from the guest wing. She did her hair and makeup, and they sang Christmas carols, hoping to relax Elizabeth. She had a rough night, too much excitement the day before. She didn't tell Mark, but she thought she would have to leave at one point, and Patricia was with her the whole night to keep watch over her. Patricia promised that she wouldn't speak of it to prevent from worrying everyone. The Childresses brought Kelly a gift. It was a set of exquisite colored glass animal figures. They had got them in Niagara Falls at a glass-blowing shop and actually watched as some of them were being made. "Look, Mark, at the glass figurines. What a very personal and thoughtful gift." "They are an amazing keepsake gift. a family heirloom perhaps. There lay 6 figurines tastefully wrapped in individual tissue papers, tied with ribbon and placed in a colored wooden box. Kelly did not bring her their gifts because they planned to visit their grandmother when they got returned to Kingston. Grandma and Grandpa, you're not going to believe this, but Mark gave me this beautiful pearl band last night before dinner, and I got to walk around the table to show everyone. Now I'm thrilled to show you. Oh, Kelly, very good. It's perfect. How did he know you love pearls? Grandma warmly congratulated her. Mark, thank you, dear, for being so good to our girl here. Callie makes my dreams come true. The perfect little pearl inlay in the band represents security to me. Grandma inquired what he meant by that. The pearls represent hopes, dreams, plans, love, and the circle represents eternity, a plan for commitment and joy. I think that's marvelous, Kelly. Did you hear that? Yes, I did. I guess he didn't have time to tell me that. I've just been captivated all weekend with him, Grandma, and still thinks of these romantic ways of describing our future. Mark and Kelly stood arm in arm before the people in the room as the newest addition to the family of love. Monique, Kelly, Sharon, Carol, Sheila, and Cindy were the center of George and Mary's universe. Kelly was the second of their daughters to seek and find maternal family members of their past 4 years before. Monique inquired about her parents' whereabouts to ensure that there would be no chance of hereditary problems that she would pass on to her children. She found her birth records, and her mother was Italian and her father was native Indian. In 1 year, she found all that she needed to know, and fortunately, there were no worries of congenital health problems. She did discover, though, that her mother was in a prison. Her father is a lovely man and is married, but has no children due to infertility problems his wife faces. Monique's contact with her father and his wife was a bittersweet story for George and Mary. They now share their daughter with another set of parents. Their names are Chad and Maureen Brandt. From the very beginning, the Brandts did not want awkwardness to hinder their relationship between the two families, so they keep in touch with Monique mainly by emails and cards. They gave Monique their best wishes for a healthy family and are thrilled to know that Monique's daughter looks like the Brandt family. Monique joined Kelly in telling their stories of being reunited with family members. Sharon and Carol have no desire to seek and find their maternal family members, although George and Mary never discouraged, even though it secretly worries them that they could eventually lose their girls. Most assuredly, though, their children love their mother and father more than they realize, and they acknowledge of the Gerards as being their parents in all ways. Indeed, Kelly's meeting was only by accident, and it's not likely something that would happen to all the girls. There were 18 people to sit around the breakfast table. Pastries, eggs, sausages, French toast, and juices were spread across the table and filled the room with the most splendid aromas, welcoming all in and perhaps seep outdoor through any possible way to allure anyone passing by to come in and feast upon the Christmas morning meal and to fellowship. After an opulent morning, the Childerses had to be on their way, and most of the family went outside to play in the snow. Kelly and Mark and Elizabeth went to the barn to brush the horses. Patricia played with the twins and their new toys, snow toys. Mark was hoping the interaction with the horses would be therapeutic for his mother. Maybe if the horses would let Elizabeth brush them, or take a carrot or apple from them, it would help to relax her, and she may enjoy being away from her room. There is just something about a horse's personality, shy and cautious, yet sweet and willing to make happy, Elizabeth acknowledged. There you go, Elizabeth. You're not afraid of them being giants either, are you? They love to be brushed if you think you would like to do that. Just brush his chest there, Mom, a bit. That won't be so hard for you to reach, and only if you are not scared. He will sense it. Those horses are beautiful, giant, and gentle animals. Elizabeth was lost for words at the breathtaking majesty of the Clydesdale horses. The smile wouldn't leave her face as Mark escorted her back to the house and chatted candidly about the experience. He had left Kelly at the barn, but told her that he would return. She had not seen the horses in months and wanted dearly to spend some time with them. Patricia joined her there while Mark was gone, and Kelly welcomed her company so that she could show off her horses. I hope you're not afraid. No, they are giants, though, aren't they? Yes, they are, but they are very tame. There are brushes with long handles in the corners to reach their shoulders and backs if you are strong enough and want to try to brush them. Oh, I don't know, Kelly. I think would rather use a ladder, or maybe I'll just watch you. So how are you feeling? Well, I talked to my mom and dad in England. Just got off the phone with them, and they are going to send me money enough to stay in a motel because I don't know when I'll be able to get into the dorm room, if I will at all. The police have still got it closed off and could be in there for another month. They have contacted lawyers and have found one with good experience and have made an appointment for me for a consultation on January 4th. That is really good news. They sound like they are on with the program. They are devastated, really. You should hear my mom. My gosh, she hasn't slept since I told her what happened, and I'm worried about her. They are going home. They are going to come home in a month, hopefully, as long as Grandma will be comfortable with the caregivers. My dad has a temper, and I wouldn't want him getting his hand on those two. They are better off in jail. Patricia, if there's anything I can do to help you, you call me, and I mean it. You are staying here with us until Tuesday, right? That would be nice, thank you. But how about going shopping with me on Monday at the Boxing Day sales in the stores? I need some more clothes. You don't have to twist my arm, hon. Kelly laughed. I got a bunch of gift cards from Mom and Aunt Barbara. I might as well make good use of them at the sales. Kelly, Marley is stomping. She's just happy. Keep brushing. The whole barn is shaking. The two women laughed just as Mark walked in to finish having some time alone with Kelly and the horses. Here, Mark, Patricia passed her the brush. You take over for me and help Kelly pamper the horses. How are you doing, dear? I'm feeling good, Mark. Just talked to my parents, and they're doing all they can to help me from England. I just came in to tell Kelly. I'm glad for you, Patricia, that you have your parents' support. Everything is going to be fine. Just don't worry and take care of yourself. He hugged Patricia and he assured both of her good friends, and she assured both of her good friends of her confidence for a happy ending to her ordeal. Then she left Mark and Kelly alone. Mark began to brush Marley as Kelly brushed Timber in the stall beside him. The horses were quiet and still while they listened to Mark and Kelly talk as if they were waiting patiently to hear certain secrets being passed. Let's give them a bowl of pellets. That's a reward for being cooperative. Are you kidding? There are pellets for horses? Yeah, sure. Pellets are like candies to them. Watch. Kelly brought over two very large metal bowls and dipped them into the barrels holding the treats. Filled herself a bowl and one for Mark to feed the animals. Here you go. Jiggle the bowls and watch how excited they get. Marley stomped and Timber nodded and snorted to hear the clanking of their treats. Mark and Kelly held the bowls way up to their mouths and they began chomping away at the treats like kids in a candy store. They even licked the bowls when they finished showing their approval and pleasure. Mark saw his love in a new light and wondered at what other surprises were in store for him as he got to fall in love with her over and over again. Kelly rubbed Marley's gigantic nose and scratched her under the mouth, much to Marley's pleasure, given the snorts and whinnies she displayed. Will you whinny if I scratch you under your chin, my love? He wrapped his arm around her from behind and kissed her at the side of her head. There was music quietly playing in the barn, and Kelly turned around to face Mark, and they began dancing right there in the barn with those majestic beasts as their enchanted audience. She laughed as he dipped her and picked her up in his arms and spun her around with 3 or 4 times before sitting her on the bench. I wish I didn't have to leave this place, Kelly. It's a paradise here, and then you are here with me in the seemingly make-believe world. This place and everything about you is like a dream or a scene off a Christmas card. You just have to visit here in June. There will be flowers everywhere, and blossoms fall into the ponds and streams, and the lawns are peppered with little violets and buttercups. There are swans that visit our ponds, and rabbits here as thick as mosquitoes. My sisters and I and our 4-H club planted flowers, gardens, and perennials all over the property. The pool area is surrounded with fragrant lily and sweet pea. Kelly, I see it in a dream that I won't want to wake up from, and you are in it. I don't want Tuesday to roll around and pull me away from here and back into reality. You and I should stay here and walk hand in hand in this bliss. I'll be here, Mark, but I'll be there, Mark, but really, we take our memories of this special weekend with us as we go back to Kingston, and our minds can go back there anytime we need to. We will need to. I have 4 or 5 more weeks of work to get the store open, and I was thinking of asking Patricia if she would want to work there. She will probably be so busy with trying to finish school with these charges lagging over her head, and it may take months to get into court to get her matter dealt with. What about you, my darling girl? Well, my good man, I'm only next door, and I don't really know Hardwood, even though I grew up here in rural Sterling. I could work in accounts receivable and be there to rub your shoulders after dealing with some irate customer. The job is yours, dearest, Mark said in a hopeful jest. They put away the horse brushes and held hands as they walked out to the barn. The two in love walked through the snow around the property, chatting about their schedules, both work and school, and made plans that they had to make, including some times for date nights. They promised each other to have more alone time than they have had in the past few weeks. They are still very cautious in the matter of their moral standards. The respect for one another's virtue is of top priority. Yet there is no rush in Kelly, which is a decision Mark holds to. He wants to have their relationship progress gradually so that there would be no pressure put on Kelly. In this, he believed that a deeper love would evolve for them. And that's chapter 8, and hope you enjoyed it. I loved reading it for you. And I'll see you next time for chapter 9. Good day.